Looking to go out in the town in the city of Boston for an affordable price and grab some great food, drinks, and atmosphere in the Seaport District? Well, look no further than newcomer Seaport Social. Seaport Social is a premier and authentic social house that is poised to proudly serve the Boston area for many years to come. Their mission is to provide high-quality food and unique craft beer selection, along with a welcoming atmosphere for all those that wish to witness firsthand what the Boston social spirit is all about. From a top-notch bar, great group seating, to their premier menu including their massive loaded nachos, endless craft beers on tap, and an exquisite espresso martini option, look for manager Jimmy, who will satisfy your needs. A project that has been 4 years in the making is finally here, Seaport Social, which is located at 225 Northern Avenue in the Seaport District in Boston, will officially open its doors for their grand opening December 1st. Get there while you can and tell them Steele Nazz sent you. Eat, drink, social. That's what the Seaport Social does.
And we're in here. Welcome to Steele Nazz.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 112. In the hedge quarters,
Yeah.
Braintree, Massachusetts.
The tree.
How's everyone doing this afontoon, evening?
Fantastic.
More of the
Kind
evening.
of sucks outside, but everything's going
Yeah,
well.
no, the weather sucks. I'm a little hungover today, but that's all right.
It's all right. Did a little clubbing last night.
Yeah, absolutely. After the interview, went out. I was trying to invite Devin Alexander. I was trying to get that place lit, but
Yeah, we had a nice guest last night, recording right now Thursday night here, as our first ever guest who actually came on the show 3+ years ago, cannabis entrepreneur and CEO founder of Rolling Releaf, a delivery, marijuana
service, yes.
cannabis service. Devin Alexander came on the show, finally up and operating. This upcoming Friday, I think they're gonna do a soft open with friends and family. So he just told us from the beginning to what's going on right now, and really happy for not just a guest here coming on Steele Nazz doing good things, but personal friend, great guy there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Congrats to him. I mean, it's crazy. Sadly, I couldn't be there last night, but it was amazing.
he was asking for you too.
I know.
He was like, "We waiting for Mike." I'm like, "He's not coming." I saw him frown. Saw him frown.
Blew it.
Yeah.
Blew it.
Well, we completed the trilogy, so it was a good episode.
No, great kid. Love that kid.
Afterwards, we talk a little Bruins as they head to a West Coast trip, starting with Seattle Kraken tonight. 4-gamer, big trade acquisition this afternoon here. We'll recap Jason Tatum's historic All-Star game performance, along with Jaylen Brown. Going to give him some credit. Pretty good night there. And we'll preview a little bit of the second half of the season as they kick off the second half tonight against the Indiana Pacers. Finally, we'll give our thoughts on John Jones' return for next weekend. We'll have our full predictions next week for that. And I think Magic Mike's going to roll up in here. So we'll talk about Jake Paul a little bit, his fight coming up. But let's spin it to Devin Alexander. But before we do that, let's give a big shout out to our sponsors here, Slight Ice Fitness and Performance. You guys do what you do at 101 French Avenue, and Craig Kelly gets the job done there. The law offices of Patrick J. Foley, man. He's up and at 'em. Seaport Social, Northern Avenue, Seaport. Get it going, kid. And you know what? Big shout out to Club Alex's. We'll see if that happens this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Let's spin it here with the interview with Devin Alexander, CEO and co-founder of Rolling Releaf. We're now joined by Quincy, Mass legend, our own CEO, founder of Rolling Releaf. Breaking news. We'll get a nice little round of applause here. Rolling Releaf has officially received their notice to commence operations, saying they can start their operation and get it going. Just tell us a little bit about Rolling Releaf.
Let's get the round of applause out of first. Congratulations. Let's go.
Yeah, Rolling Releaf is a marijuana delivery operator based in Newton, Massachusetts. We're the first Black-owned cannabis business to operate in Newton, and we're the first social equity certified. So we're a non-storefront retailer. So consumers will go on our website, rollingreleaf.org, go look at the menu, place an order, and one of our drivers will show up right at their front door.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. So are you guys hiring already? What's that process like?
Yeah, no, literally, we just had our 2 final employees that were waiting to get badged up by the CCC, get badged up this morning. So we're a small but mighty team. But, once we expand in the future, we'll obviously be looking to add more people.
How many you got people working?
Right now we have 5, and that's not including myself and my other chief operating officer. So in total 7.
Are those mainly drivers?
Correct.
Yeah.
They're mostly drivers. Literally all of them besides, my partner.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have a clean driving record, clean background, and be 21 years of age and above.
Fuck, we should have fucking
and
got hired.
kind of diving right into it because I know you're a huge part of the legislature of it, especially when you came from your background of the big story is like you were arrested for marijuana back in the day. Now you're like a legal operator of a business and legally, which is like so weird to look at back in the retrospect of it. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought.
That's how good the weed that's sounded.
My first question was going to say,
That was great.
I gotta come back because that was fucking great. I kind of lost it.
that was a lot of smoke. We talked before the show here, and one of our first
sorry,
podcasts.
Adam, real quick. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rule with the 2-driver law. Excuse me. That's what I kind of want to dive into. That's right. I got a lot.
That a boy. Why don't you dive in it? You want to dive in it?
Well, let's go into it. That's what I was asking about.
Do it up.
With the legislature. So I know you're trying to like change that or whatever because I see you online talking about it.
Oh, 100%. Massachusetts is one of 10 states in the country that allows adult use cannabis delivery operations, and we're the only state that has to require 2 drivers in the vehicle, and 1 driver has to be in the vehicle at all time while there's product. So that's very onerous because, they can't carry any firearms or weapons. We can only carry up to $10,000 worth of product per vehicle. So it's like, we're insured as well, and we can inform the police, and they have to wear body cameras on top of that. So it's like, is there a need to have that second driver? It's just really cost effective on the business.
Yeah, you got the
We
camera.
can literally,
And
we can
has
literally
there been any
slice our
problems in
pay.
other states or anything with the single drivers? Or is that
No,
why they
and
put
even
the-
you look at Amazon. Amazon rolls around with shit tons of product in their vehicle, and they're by themselves. And like you don't, I mean, not around here anyway. But you see some crazy Amazon stories. But
Right.
like, how often an Amazon driver is really getting robbed, and they're carrying way more valuable products. Like, what incentive do people have to rob us? We can literally call the cops on them, and our products insured. You're more better off robbing somebody in the legacy market.
Right, and you'd rather just like let them have the product and the same thing. It's not
It
worth
is
your
not
life. You know what
worth
I mean?
it at
Exactly.
all. So these regulations were written back in 2020. Delivery operators started commencing ops in 2021. So there's enough data to show the Cannabis Control Commission that hey, it's time to change this.
To your point, the only argument I can see there, if you're playing like devil's advocate, is if a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds just start breaking down, cars, because I feel like in a sense where, you gotta be 21 ages or older. I agree to your point, but like devil's advocate, I feel like the only one would be coming at you is kids who are underage. And at the end of the day, like, why is it even worth it at that point?
But even then, like, it's just so constrictive how Massachusetts has to deliver regulations. We can only deliver to certain places. We can't deliver to universities, federally subsidized housing, hospitals, or hotels. We have to make sure that whoever places the order, we have to look at their ID while they place the order, and then we have to go to them and deliver it strictly to them and make sure their ID matches. For example, if a wife's at her house and she orders some cannabis through us, and then her husband comes to the door, we can't give it to the husband. We have to give it to the person
To
who
the
ordered
consumer,
it.
yeah.
Right.
Who bought it. And this obviously has been a long road. I'd say the expungement day or whatever was like 4 years ago now, where that was one of our first podcasts we ever had, and you were
First
our
guest.
first guest
First
ever.
guest ever, Steele Nazz.
Yeah.
But just tell me, like, 'cause you had to get through so many approvals, just, shake so many hands, I bet, or, just I have to sit in meetings. Just how good does it feel to finally, hear that news where you guys, the operations are now open and you guys are kicking off, this Friday?
Yeah, we're kicking off this Friday after 3 years. We formed the LLC in May of 2020, but I think we did that podcast in August 2019.
Wow.
So we came on. I didn't even think I had the name Rolling Releaf already set in stone when I did that first podcast with you guys. That was also my first podcast, and I've done way more than I can keep track of at this point in time now. So it feels good, man. There's a lot of points in the process where I didn't think I would get it to this point. I've seen a lot of people fall off that I, try to come up with, took classes with, even people that were operating before me and are operating right now. It's a crazy industry out here. And so to be first in Newton, an affluent, wealthy area, it's just so crazy. I never thought, coming from Quincy, I would be able to have a cannabis business in Newton. I mean, shout out to my business partner, Bryce Hall. He's the
I was
one that
gonna say
found the
Quincy guy,
location.
right?
He's
Yeah,
another
Quincy
Quincy
guy.
guy. So, it's just 2 Quincy guys. It's just been us. We've been a 2-man army this past 3 years. And it's been a real uphill battle. When the initial delivery regulations came out, the license type was set up so you had a separate location, and they made you partner with the retailer and take on their products already prepackaged. Everything didn't sell at the end of the day, you'd have to bring back to that retailer. We found it out to be financially feasible, so we created a whole new license under the marijuana delivery operator, which we have right now, which allows us to cut out the middleman, go straight to the cultivators, product manufacturers, buy product at bulk, store at our facility overnight. Us doing that pissed off all the dispensaries because in Massachusetts, they set aside delivery for what they call social equity applicants. People who have been impacted by the war on drugs. I got arrested literally. Tomorrow is the 12-year anniversary of me getting arrested. When I was a senior in high school at Quincy High, I had plans going to the Air Force. That all got fucked up because of it. And then, that was part of the criteria that allowed me to get into the social equity program. So when I got arrested, everyone's saying I was the worst person around. I'm a loser. I'm a druggie. But now I'm literally, on Fox 25 News winning awards for doing the same thing I'm doing. And people call me a young, bright entrepreneur. It's just fucking wild.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
The power of weed, if you will.
Same thing. Like that's why I feel like you first get into it in the first place is like you're passionate behind it. Obviously, like you kind of like what are the like pros and cons you see of weed?
I don't see any cons. That's the damn.
No cons.
No cons.
Forgetfulness every now and then.
100%. But I really think that's what I really wanted to show people and really smash that stigma. Like, yo, I smoke weed every fucking day, but I get my shit done. I started a business from the ground up, from scratch. It really don't blame weed, blame the person.
That's what because I'm trying to understand, you coming into this because I don't know, a lot of people like smoking weed. A lot of people enjoy doing it every day, things like that. But how do you get to a point where you want to invest your time into this and make it your type of business and get into this industry?
I mean, I really don't think it would have happened if it wasn't for COVID, because at that time we were all locked down and I have shit to do, so I had all the time in the world. I was working at a medical dispensary, which was deemed an essential business. So we got to stay open. And at that point in time, I was also taking social equity classes. So I was a 24-hour weed man. I would go work at a dispensary and then go take weed classes, just boom, 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 obsessed, became a man obsessed, mama mentality, just crazy obsessed, reading all the regulations, taking webinars, going out to places, traveling around, reading every little last thing I can. And that's what really led to this point. It was a perfect storm. And then just seeing what went on behind the scenes at the business I was working at and realizing these people don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't have the passion for the plant like I do. I can know the game way better than them. They were working at H&R Block 2 years ago. I was getting my ass fucking busted for fucking 3 doves. 10 years ago, I've done this shit. I was born to do this.
Yeah. That's great stuff. And so first, it'll be the first Black-owned cannabis business, right?
Yeah,
so,
across all license types. So there's no Black-owned dispensaries, there's no Black-owned growers, there's no Black-owned product manufacturers.
In Mass or where?
In Newton. In Newton. Not to commence operations yet. There's some in the pipeline, but we are going to be the first to commence operations this Friday.
What are the steps leading up to Friday? What how are you getting prepared?
We've actually had a bunch of orders today, just filling out our menu. People come through, drop off stuff, have to make sure it matches up with the manifest, and then putting it into what they call metric, the sale tracking system, and then uploading it online to our POS, and then also our e-commerce. The tech stack of it is what's really been so dicey. Obviously good weed sells itself, but just getting it all aligned and getting it with the e-commerce to match over to the metric, to matches over to the POS. It's been a process, but we're feeling confident.
And what's the majority? I know you guys haven't even opened yet, but do you guys get a sense of what's going to be the more popular item?
Yeah, definitely. From my days working as a bud tender, I was able to get some market insight. And definitely I seen that people are lazy. They like pre-rolls. You don't got to roll it out. I can just pull it out and just light it like a cigarette. Edibles, just pop it open, eat it. Vape cartridges as well. But also, we do have the old school loose flower. We sell eighths and quarters, so people want to see it, break it up and stuff. Some people just like that process, but then there's also people that don't know how to roll.
Yeah. So you explained it to Mike before we got on air, but Rolling Releaf is not its own marijuana distributor.
In layman's terms, we're a dispensary on wheels. But people can't come into our facility. We're not open to the public. But literally, our spot is 1,500 square feet, and it's 2 rooms, our vault, and then our office for administrative and security, and the rest is open floor space.
Is the vault weed or money?
Both.
Okay.
We hold, and there's a vault within the vault for the cash. There's another vault in the vault, so it's some Inception shit.
Oh hell yeah! We gotta come by there sometime.
Yeah.
So is that a goal to then open up to a brick and mortar? Is that on the horizon?
No, definitely not. Because the brick and mortars have more overhead and more cost, and then they have to build out their POS systems on site, and then also you're causing traffic and the potential of people fucking around in your parking lot, littering and smoking weed. Working at a brick and mortar, I knew I never want to go
Yeah,
back to
you
that
didn't wanna
face to
do
face. But we eventually want to lead into what's called a product manufacturing license. My business partner is a chef by trade, and so we want to make our own line of edibles and do some pre rolls and stuff like that.
Really?
That would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Now, does it get any sense of like expansion, like having more than one Rolling Relief?
Yeah, but we definitely want to focus on the greater Boston area. The name of the game with delivery is population density. Originally we were going to be down in Middleborough, which would have smoked us, and, not going there was the best decision that
Oh
we
yeah,
made.
get Newton over
Uh,
Middleborough all day.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
didn't. We were so eager to get back, just get your foot in the door, because it's so damn hard.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
because so many cities and towns have what they call moratoriums, where they don't allow cannabis businesses. Then you have to find a town that does. Then you have to find, commercial property that's zoned properly with the right amount of square footage you want, because you don't want that they charge by the square foot, and then you have to make sure your landlord's cool to rent out to you, because it's still federally illegal, and sometimes they don't own their buildings, they finance it to the bank, so that just makes more mess. So you got to find someone that owns the building outright and it's cool to you, and like the landlords, they hear like the cannabis shit and they think you're printing money. So like there was times we would go on loopnet.com, we would see a listing for like $3,500 a month. We would hit them up, tell them what we're doing, and then they're like, "Oh, you cannabis, all right, $7,000 a month." They hit you what's called the green tax. It's like a wedding in a sense, So you got to find someone that's not going to jerk you around, and then you have to make sure that city or town that you're in is going to issue what's called the host community agreement, which is like a contract between you and them, saying them you're going to pay a certain percentage of gross sales throughout 5 years. It's a lot to
Yeah.
get to that. It's a lot. So you
That's
have
more
to
than
have
just
a lot of stuff line up and go your
More
way.
than just renting space. You
Oh
know?
my god! And you're renting space that whole entire time and paying rent and not generating any profit from that because you're not doing any sales. Like we've gotten to Newton in September of 2021, and we've been paying rent since September of 21 and not made a damn sale yet. Newton is no cheap place to be at
So now,
Why Newton? I wanted to ask.
because
Like,
it's just
that's
so
just the
damn
place.
close.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just perfect. Like I said earlier, population density is the name of the game. Like we are 10 miles west of downtown Boston. The city of Newton alone is 90,000 residents. So it's like it's prime time.
And it's also like Newton was
Well,
the
right
place in
next
that
to the-
location that fell into all those
We're
like,
right next to the
qualifications.
we're
you
right
said.
next to the highway as well, and
True,
so Newton, they already have 3 dispensaries open, Garden Remedies, Ascend, and one called Ready. We're the first delivery company, and something that we found out, which we didn't know when we initially found Newton, that they made cannabis delivery what they call right of use. So we didn't need to obtain a special permit because of our
Oh.
license type. All the other dispensaries had to go through the special permitting process, but we didn't.
just because you're delivering, you're not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But that's what I like to think. But it was no easy way when we first approached Newton. We weren't exactly welcomed with open arms. They had a volunteer neighborhood association over there, and they didn't like us. So regardless of whatever license type that you have in the cannabis space, you have to do what's called a community outreach meeting. Before COVID, you had to do it in person. But thankfully now you can do it through Zoom.
Oh, it
You
must
do
be
it
so much easier.
You do it virtual, and it's a meeting, and you have a neutral moderator, and you answer every single stupid thing someone says or asks, and the meeting is not over until they're done saying those stupid things. So like, we did ours, and like I had my attorney do most of the talking for me, and like some lady in the audience is like, "Who is this kid? Is he like the token face of the company?" I was like, "Yo, what I'm saying? Wild stuff." And it was crazy.
Oh.
And then I had to go off on her professionally, of course.
Respectfully, professionally.
I was like, "Yo,"
And then
like,
you tell everyone leave the conversation.
I was like, "Yo," like I was like, "Create this license type. You out of your damn mind? Like this is made for equity applicants." And like I've never met a group of people that's just like have so much love for the community. They're like hardcore. Like the neighborhood that we're in is called Nonantum. It's like an old Italian,
I feel like it's one of those towns,
old
though,
Italian. They're
yeah.
like, "Yo, there's young black kids coming in here and selling weed in my neighborhood. What the fuck? Like that's crazy." And so like, what happened after that virtual meeting was like, "Yo, a lot of the older folk were like, we don't really know how to use Zoom that well. Would you mind, doing an in-person meeting too?" That's not required by the state. I would have been totally fine just being like, "No, I'm good." But out of the kindness of my heart, I did an in-person meeting.
Businessman.
I think you can only do good doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Rented out a VFW hall with my own damn money.
Wow.
I bought them food and drink, bought them some pizza and some soda. Had my attorney come out in person. So the virtual one was a week apart from the in-person one. And in that week, right, somebody went up and down the street that we're located at, and they posted up signs on the telephone pole saying, no Rolling Relief, no pot shop, right? Even though we're not a pot shop at all, the people couldn't grasp the fact that we're a non-storefront and people don't come to our spot and then there's no vehicles. So they typed them out, printed them, laminated them in case there was inclement weather, then nailed them to each telephone pole on both sides of the street.
Is that allowed?
I don't know, but they did it.
Most things aren't allowed. It just
That's
happens.
Kings of Combat.
Yeah.
Marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, thank you.
It's not legal.
Yeah, from a cop, I found out that's called tagging, lady. So you deserve to go to jail. It's a federal crime. So what you did to try and talk shit didn't work. And
absolutely crazy. So my partner was the first one down there, and he called me. He's like, yo, what do we do? I'm like, yo, I got it. We'll just, go door to door with a clipboard and pen. We'll knock on people's doors, which I hate. I never knock on people's doors. Now to get my friends, I text them and say I'm walking in.
Yeah.
And then trying to get people just to know who we are. So the very first door we knock on is right across the street from our facility. We knock on it, right? And this lady comes to the door while she's on the phone. And she comes to the door. I'm like, hey, how you doing? My name is Devin Alexander, CEO, Rolling Releaf. Yeah, from the signs right there on the telephone pole. And she's like, oh, hold on, Kathy. It's you. So we don't want you here. You see the signs. We're going to fight you. Go to Chestnut Hill. Why is everybody always dumping on us? Like, yo, can we talk about this? And she's like, no, and she's yelled in our face. That was the very first door we knocked on. And then we went down to...
That's door knocking for you.
Yeah. And then
no matter how you do it.
Have you talked to her since or no?
Nope. Have not said a word to her. I was like, that was November 2021. I was like, all right.
You're going to have haters.
I was like, have a good one. Be well. And so... we ended up getting like 25 signatures from people after we took the time to explain to them who we were. And then, there was a neighborhood group where we went to, and I was like, yo, can you sign this? And they're like, yeah, I'm not going to sign that. But if you donated, say $50,000, you look very kindly on that. And I'm like, well, I don't know who you think I am, but we just don't have $50,000 to throw around like that. I'm like, what do you use that for? And they're like, yo, just to build some murals and clean up the neighborhood. I was like, well, I can do that for you for way less than that. Yeah. And so when it came time to do the in-person meeting, that was like the closest I ever came to having a panic attack. Like, I was so damn nervous going through all that, and then about to walk in a room full of these people and just have to sit there and have them bash me and just talk down on me. They don't even know me.
Well, how'd it go?
So... it was a lot of the same thing, There's the same people. There was nobody new there. It was the same people that were online, and my attorney was there as well, and he was speaking, and they were just saying just wildest, outlandish stuff. There's one guy who was like, well, there's some people that couldn't be here tonight, but they told me what they wanted to say, so I have it all down on these cards right here, and I'm just going to stand up and read them.
Oh, so
and
he just
it was crazy, none of the city councilors supported us either. One of them was like, yo, I don't think your location meets the spirit of the zoning. I'm like, you made the zoning, yo. What the hell are you talking about? Like, I'm only going where you told me to go. Like, that's just so wild. Like, but that's politics. That's politics. Yeah. But, due to the fact that we were right of use, that meant the city council didn't have any say in what we were doing, because the city council is the one that issues a special permit. If we had to get a special permit, we would have got smoked. So Newton, it was just made for us. Even our location, we had to do a very minor construction on it. It cost us not even more than $10,000 to do the construction on our facility. So we were very fortunate.
Talk about great experience, though, of knocking your haters with kindness. And everything you probably had to answer during that town meeting probably came at you, and you had to just answer professionally, right? Not attack them or, do the right thing, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, definitely working at CVS and having to deal with the customers definitely helped build a tough skin for myself. And especially when you're the face and the CEO of the company, you have to present yourself in a certain light. And that's just what it comes down to. I started this process when I was 26, and now I'm about to be 30 in September. So, I've definitely grown a lot, learned a lot, but, there's still much more to learn.
For the most part, so you're 20 miles south too, so Quincy is in bounds?
Correct. We're not going any further south than Quincy, our hometown. Quincy is literally 19 miles away from our facility, and we have a 20-mile radius. So that's as far as we go
Oh, wow.
south.
Let's go.
We won't go any further west than Natick. We won't go any further north than Malden.
So now, if I'm someone listening, how do I get in contact with you guys to order, deliveries?
Yeah.
Do I call you, or is there an app?
RollingReleaf.com?
It's www.rolling, ROLLING, relief, RELEAF.org. Our menu will be up there live, and then you place an order. You can pay
Nice.
at there, or you can pay at the door, and one of our drivers will roll up on you.
Let's go.
And that's Friday. That goes live.
We're gonna go
first order.
So what we're doing Friday is we're doing a soft launch. So like the first week or so of operations is only gonna be your friends and family. So we have a secret menu that we're shooting out to people that only they'll be accessing. Like the public won't be able to go on a website and access the menu, but the link that we're gonna be sending people will give them access to the menu. We'll get.
Do we get one?
If you smoke weed and you like weed, yeah, I got you.
I know he does.
I got the link already. I'm
did
already
you get the
signed
link?
up. Yeah, so then you sign up.
Wait, for real? Did
Yeah,
he?
it did. So you sign up. You obviously put in information. You give your picture online, and then obviously it's not available right now. So when you put in your address, it'll literally link to exact where you are, and
That's
ready,
it. Good
ready
to go.
rock and roll.
What do the vans look like?
It's very easy to do.
We don't have vans.
Very user friendly.
We really.
Is it drive your own car kind of
No,
deal?
I wish. I really wish it was like that. So we have to get vehicles and outfit them ourselves with, safes, one for cash, one for product, cameras, one in the front of the vehicle, one in the back of the vehicle. And so we have our first delivery vehicle is a 2020 Toyota RAV4. We can't have signage on the side of the vehicle, so we're very incognito. We have commercial plates, but that's about it.
So you would never know.
Not at all.
That's
Maybe
actually a smart move. That's like the smarter move.
No, exactly.
It is. That would help for the whole non-robbing.
That's
thing,
what I'm
really.
saying.
You're not going to rob a regular looking RAV4.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Especially if they're gonna be cambered up. You know
Yeah.
what I
And,
mean?
and
Yeah,
so
I mean,
they gave me the choice, choose between having things on the side of your car or having one driver. It's one driver all day.
All day.
Yeah.
All day. You could just be driving down Wally Beach or someone sees a big truck that says weed dispensary stuff, people would want to jump on that right away.
Yeah.
Like a RAV4 with no signs outside of it. I think that's a better
I
plan.
fucking love RAV4s too. Down in Hawaii, that's the cop cars too. It's fucking
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, no, it's a hybrid, so it's great on gas.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely,
Shout out
definitely,
Toyota.
definitely major for us. We didn't those foreign vehicles.
Let me ask you somewhat.
Magic's a huge anti-American fan. I fucking hate it. We've been building up fucking conflict.
What-
we can
between
get
us.
into it.
What don't you
Yeah.
like? What don't you like?
I didn't want
we'll
to say
get
this
into
on
it.
here.
We'll get into it.
That's
We'll
for
get into
off
it.
air
that's for
type
the second
shit.
half.
I'm not an America hater, but
Since we're a sports
land
pod,
of the free.
I'll get a little sports question going. So, would you rather a successful year one with Rolling Relief under operations or a Boston Celtics NBA championship?
Damn.
That is a good one. That's not a right one to ask.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
but
yeah.
yes, why not? Why
Don't
not?
show this to my
Let's fuck
investors.
around.
But I need a championship so fucking bad.
We can go non-profitable. either way.
All the time you put in.
Yeah, we're just going to go even. Just even. Just dead even.
Do you think they'll win it this year? Or you
They better
feeling
win it this year.
We were
We
talking
were
about
saying
that.
it earlier. They're just too damn good not to, and especially with the addition of Mike Muscala now. Their roster is so rounded out. Peyton Pritchard barely plays, and he could damn near start on some teams in this league.
They're going for it like everything. They played Jason Tatum 35 minutes in an all-star game. They
Yeah.
want all of the accolades. all of them.
I know. If you look at the trend too, the person that's gone on to win the All-Star MVP has won the championship. Giannis 2 years ago, Steph last year. Hopefully Tatum keep the trend going.
I didn't know it was that trend.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
And it's called the Kobe Bryant Award, right?
Yeah, and I think this is the first year. It is the Kobe Bryant
Oh, wow.
Award, so obviously you know how much Kobe meant to Tatum.
So Tatum wanted that.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy to think because, he's 24 years old still, and he's been through so much in this
Oh.
this league, and there's so much left, and he's not even, hit what they consider their prime. I think
He's
they
only
would.
24.
I think. I think 20. I
I'm
think
saying he's going to be the GOAT.
I think.
That's nuts.
I think 27 is what they consider 27, 28. That's your prime in the NBA. I'm pretty sure.
Like 33.
Yeah.
LeBron's still developing his
LeBron.
game.
I
Dude.
just
Yeah.
remember when he
40.
dunked on
LeBron his rookie
Game
year.
7.
Yeah.
That seems like it was like 10 years ago.
He couldn't even drink alcohol. I don't think.
Not even close.
He's
At
on
the average
his
pub, he
jam
could.
and-
I just saw. I think the Thunder is younger on average than like the Pitt University team for men's basketball.
Oh, definitely. I would say so. Yeah, they got a bunch of youngins.
I think it's
Yeah.
like 23.4 is the Pitt, and then it's like 22.2 for the Thunder. It's absolutely
Draft
insane.
picks for years.
Yeah.
That's what that team
Absolutely
has.
insane.
Gildress Alexander is just like out of this world too, and he's the other young guy that he just went off. Like those Kentucky guys, they aren't good in Kentucky. Then they get to the NBA, like Devin Booker. You're like, who the hell thought Devin Booker was going to be as good as he is right now?
I know.
He didn't even start in college.
Even Trae Young.
Yeah,
Even John Wall was great when
yeah.
he was on Washington before all these buyouts.
D Rose,
One to
dude.
Houston
And then he's back to
twice.
the Rockets after all you talked that shit about.
And they bailed him out too, right? They bought him out.
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't think. But I know Westbrook's on the Clippers now,
So,
so it's
so
gonna be
if the
crazy.
Celtics don't win it all, who is going to take them down?
Out of the West,
Just not anyone. Not anyone.
out of the
Probably the West.
yeah, it has to be the West because they're gonna get booed to the East.
You think
Um,
Milwaukee? I think Milwaukee's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I don't know. Giannis's wrist is acting up. He got to see a specialist, but he saw didn't need any surgery. But we beat Giannis last year. I mean, we didn't have Chris Middleton, but we didn't have Malcolm Brogdon, and we didn't have other people as well. But you know, shit, man, it's Phoenix. Look at Durant. Like, I think he's playing his first game tonight. Like Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. Like it's gonna be tough to beat them. You know, especially Durant's re-energized. You know,
It's crazy
he
how
doesn't
it's
have to
turned
be-
with just two players going to the West. How the West looks like more stacked than the East now. with
Yeah,
just two guys
even
on the move.
Kyrie going to Dallas, you know, that's
Yeah.
someone that they have to deal out in the West. So the Western playoffs are going to be a bloodbath this
Yeah, I
year.
know. It's gonna be cool to be.
Hopefully Kyrie
outside
can maybe
looking
take
in.
out Durant somehow. Him and Luca.
Who's your favorite player in the West?
John Morant, 100%.
That's a great pick.
I'm a huge.
How
John
about his
Morant
beef
fan.
with that Shannon Sharp though? I like that thing. He's like saying like, "What? How does it taste from bullet holes?" He's like, "You
Yeah.
grew up in a great family," and then it was the Eminem memes, the 8 Mile rap.
Legit, Shannon Sharp's just out here wild.
Yo, he is literally crazy, dude, and I
it's
love it. I'm all.
so
That's
crazy.
why I'm pissed they like got rid of Paul Pierce because he was like just like a realer level Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp's doing it for camera. Paul Pierce is really out here.
Paul Pierce is that guy.
Have you seen Paulie?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
recently?
didn't you meet Paul Pierce?
I haven't
Will
seen
he
him.
come out? Will he make an order? He
Oh
must.
my god, I would love that if he would.
Hit him up personally.
I'm
DM.
like,
You-
yo.
that was
Yeah,
good
you-
for the brand.
You're
like,
definitely
yo,
gonna meet some doctors.
It's
in
like
Newton.
order weed. It was crazy. Last month in January, Al Harrington came out. We got to meet Al Harrington.
Oh, really cool.
Mm.
Speaking
He
of
had
Paul Pierce,
he has
the little one
exactly.
thing, yeah.
It took me like every fiber of my being not to bring up that moment when Paul Pierce just wet that in his
He would
face.
have left. He would have left.
He's like he's a huge human being, so I was taking it easy.
He was on one of the podcasts, and he was because he has his own weed brand or something.
Yeah, it's called Viola, and so that's what he was doing out in Mass. As he was doing like a speaking conference, and he's doing like a white label and brand deal with one of the cultivators out here. And so like Al Harrington gave me his number, and Paul Pierce gave me his number. Al Harrington straight up like gave me his number, and then like we went out to eat afterwards in Roxbury, and like we're chilling with his entourage and his two big ass security guys. I'm like, yo, this is like, this is Al Harrington.
That's so wild. That's so wild.
It was crazy.
Are those like
Yeah.
the most notables you've met along the way? The NBA guys, or have you met
Definitely, I mean,
rappers or anything?
100%.
Who else is smoking weed?
I've met Redman multiple
Redman's a
times,
good one.
and it's just like it's lost its luster. I'm like, oh hey Reggie, like not even like it's not like yo that's Redman over there. You know, Big Poppy's out here. We met Big Poppy a couple of times. He does this thing with like the Poppy brand, these pre-rolls that he has.
Oh,
you know,
really?
these
I didn't even
sluggers.
know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
this is
know that
meeting-
Poppy's slanging
meeting them.
pre-rolls?
And then
Poppy's a
it's
gangster.
crazy.
Poppy
It's
got
crazy.
shot in
Good.
the DR, dude.
He
Come
is,
on.
and he's out
People
here.
forget.
Another big sports guy that's making his rounds around Massachusetts, Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams calls with the Heisman, HIGHS, the Heisman, the Heisman
Adam
brand.
Man Jones.
That's what he has. So like
He has-
Ricky Williams is just like hanging out, just shooting the shit with people in the random parking lot on like a Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, that's
He's
Ricky
crazy,
Williams.
man.
You know,
He's
that's
crazy.
That's crazy. And then there's like Montel Williams that's just out here too. So it's like a 90s throwback. Like all these people are just doing like all
Have you
this.
seen Pac-Man? Like Pac-Man stuff? No.
No, I
I
haven't
think he has his
seen
own weed
that.
or something
Everyone
like
has
that.
their own damn weed.
Yeah.
It's so hard
It's
to
a
keep.
Wang
It's
Nut.
I think
so
he's
hard
His
to
weed's
keep.
done. His weed's trash.
No, he's with Cookies though, so him and like Gary Payton have.
I met Gary Payton. That was another one.
Oh, the club?
With the Worcester
exactly. He's partnered with the same company that Paul Pierce was partnered with, and we got to meet him like I was like last summer, I think, like August. Like it was after we met Pierce. It was the same time that I think it was like a day after we gave Marcus Smart the Defensive Player of the Year trophy.
Oh,
Like
wow.
literally, like the next day we met him. We were in this club. I think it was like Muriel over there.
Now, as it
Yeah.
goes towards your company, so they would like give you their weed to deliver.
Exactly. They have licensing agreements with this company called the Hubcraft that's based out of Holyoke.
Oh,
And
wow.
so there's like Gary Payton, like Payton's Pie, they call it.
They,
This weed
these
brand.
guys are just like the face of the weed, though. Like they're not. Are they growing it?
They're not
are
growing
they big
it.
weed guys? Like
I like to think so. You
Yeah.
know, Cookies has a Gary Payton strain where they have Gary Payton on their packaging as well.
gotta
this
get high
one-
with them and
but
see if
this
they're really
one, but this
smoking.
one's different. But it was cool.
I mean,
you know?
they kind of explain it like they're smoking the strain and picking out like the best like turpentine profile of like
Yeah.
what gets you high, and then they're like, all right, I like that. Let me sell that. As
Fair,
my favorite.
fair.
Yeah,
We
the
keep
original.
have you met Tyson yet? You got to
Yeah,
meet Tyson.
I met Tyson. I met Tyson.
He's gotta be
he
the-
was at the.
Oh,
He
he's
was
at
at
that show.
he was at-
He's gonna be
he
the
was at-
biggest.
He was at the Harvest Cup.
Yeah.
Back in I want to say that was 2022. Yeah, November 2022.
Yeah, November.
He came out to the DCU Center in Worcester, and that's where they have the Harvest Cup. It's an annual trade show and competition where people, submit their cannabis to see who has the best of the best. And I didn't know he was gonna be there. Like I'm literally chilling one moment, and then like there's a whole crowd just hovers over there. And I walk over, I'm like, yo, that's fucking Mike Tyson. I'm like, oh shit. So I kind of like snuck in a picture. He was taking a picture with one of my friends, and I kind of just like snuck in real quick. I was like, hey. And then fucking
Just,
just
throw a
kept it
jab
moving.
at him.
Yeah, no, he was like up to my chest. I was like, oh my God, he would absolutely destroy me. But you're so short.
They say he's the type that's just like always stoned at all points.
Yeah, no, I feel like if you're that guy, like he's an angry guy, you have to be if you want to function in society like that.
What was his last boxing match? Who did he fight? Like,
Roy Jones.
What was
Jr.?
it? Or was it Jake? What was the one with the Pauls?
No.
No.
but either way, they said like he was high the entire time.
Oh,
Like he
yeah.
was smoking mad blunts before, like in the
Yeah, why
waiting
not?
room, and
Yeah, so which is crazy, like the
weed
amount
every
of
day.
people I've met just through cannabis. We even got to meet the original Rick Ross the same night we met Gary Payton.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm like,
we keep
Wow,
talking
man.
about all these stars. I'll go back to the I think it was
Weed Jesus?
first episode.
I wanted to
not
bring him up.
Weed Jesus. We'll
Bring him
talk
up.
about that. But there's a Devin Alexander that you remember the Devin Alexander that had like mad following. Have you ever followed up with that?
the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, I think his Instagram got deleted because of a bunch of haters.
Oh.
Let's go.
I was.
He couldn't handle the smoke from the Newton Karens.
I was out and because he's in LA, and then I even went up to LA. I tried to link up with him, but
Yo,
next-
just radio
next is Bryce
silence.
Halls.
Yes, that's just so crazy because like I had no
Yeah,
idea
I
that
like
Bryce
asked as
Hall
a joke
was a
last
famous
time.
name,
Yeah.
and like even like just recently, people didn't do it a couple years ago, but like now recently, people like Bryce Hall.
Yeah.
Like give that
'Cause
Bryce.
no, when you
yeah.
came on last time, I like asked you as a joke because TikTok was, and I was like, not like the TikTok Bryce Hall. You're like, no, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like that's a common misconception. You say
Yeah.
Bryce Hall, I'm gonna think that you're literally with the TikTok guy.
Something put in my head like because
Yeah,
I
shut
know
up,
Bryce Hall from Quincy High. When I saw that breakup TikTok, I had to look and was like, "Is it the same one?" Like, no, it was not the same one.
I think you got to play off that.
You're
No.
not gonna play.
Bryce Hall's is he even big anymore? I think your Bryce Hall's probably TikTok Bryce Hall.
Like I don't know,
He's
like
been a-
have Bryce like
he's
do
not
a
around.
dance and be like,
Yeah.
Bryce Hall TikToker makes weed dispensary
Legit.
company in Newton.
Yeah, no, we definitely gotta get creative with it. But the funny
Could
thing
get
is,
views.
like, Bryce has been there from the beginning. So Bryce has literally been like the background man. Like from day one. Out of all the people I know, I went straight to Bryce and presented him with this opportunity and didn't bring it to anybody else first.
What's
So
his like jobs? If
So
you're like
he's my
if you're
chief-
the spokesman or
He is the chief.
everything.
He's the chief operating officer. So he just makes sure everything, the day-to-day operations are running smoothly. Makes sure everyone.
Are you guys
has
like-
their schedule?
Do you guys like? Are you like good with the development side and all that POS stuff you were talking about
No,
earlier?
100%.
Who does all that? Him?
We both
Or-
handle it,
Yeah.
So you got to work off each other's strengths and each other's weaknesses, and that's why we're the perfect combo to do so. My strengths are his weaknesses, and vice versa. And so, he's not the guy to go out and do public speaking and be out there do networking, get us all what we have, and then he's the guy to just keep his head down and just grind away. And that's what I love him for.
And then I got a
Works
question
out.
with that too. Like, with your POS system, like, what are you using for like the bank thing? Because you talked about with federal, like, how you like processing credit card payments or something.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
we can't process credit card payments. We have to do debit.
Oh, it's the debit
It's
card.
debit cards, and it's like when it comes up, it's known as like a ATM cash withdrawal. So it's like you just go into the ATM. That's how it comes up on your statements. But we have a credit union that we use, GFA, General Federal Credit Union, GFA Credit Union, based out of Gardner, and we have Rolling Relief debit cards and Rolling Relief bank account, Rolling Relief checks. So it's pretty wild, honestly, to have.
That's fucking
Magic,
sick.
ask your weed Jesus question.
Do you keep up with what's his name?
Ryan Sprague.
Ryan Sprague.
He is
highly optimized.
Yeah, the kid is just
Great dude.
He's
He's got the
amazing.
psychedelics
An
podcast.
amazing person. Yeah, he like kidnapped Shlomo. He literally met Shlomo and just takes him everywhere now, and does podcasts with him. I'm pretty sure that's who
Let's
does
go,
his
yeah.
who does his podcast.
Yep.
I was actually on his podcast, and it was like the Bank of America building right next to Acapulco's. We
Yep.
were up there doing that podcast with him.
Great dudes.
But he's like a shaman. He's out there. Like, dude's a life coach, a holistic health coach. Great guy.
He's all the above.
The last
We
time
both have come a long way since
No,
that first episode because we wanted to hang out. Where did we go after that episode? We went
Yeah.
somewhere with you.
Yeah,
The-
it was,
he
a,
was
it, was,
there.
it was the Sons of Italy, but we had like SpongeBob.
Who's this
clinic.
again? Sorry.
Ryan Sprague. Ryan
I
Sprague.
don't know if I
It
know.
was
him.
Magic Mike's first
My first
interview.
ever interview.
Oh wait, the kid when you
With the
talked about
ponytail, yeah, he was like,
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's crazy because like when we would
it was
work,
fun. He was great.
when we would work together, we would talk about all the stuff we wanted to do, and that's the stuff we're doing now. And it's just like crazy to wrap your head around sometimes.
Put your mind to it, put in some work.
Yeah, I mean that's
Shit
really
done.
it's not giving up. That's like, there's no secret to success. You just keep on pushing through. Get there eventually.
Are there any Quincy High teachers you'd like to tell them to go after themselves right now?
Gotta be a few.
There's gotta be at least one, dude. I can think of one all the way back to elementary school.
No.
You don't want them to use this since they're
no.
Yeah, they'll take it. They'll
I'm-
take
I'm-
it down.
It's funny because like I'm friends with some of my old teachers on Facebook, so they like see everything I'm doing and shit, and like they comment on it sometimes. So like, yeah, that's pretty wild. My old middle school principal, passed away last year. Rest in peace, Mr. McGuire. And one of my old teachers invited me out to the wake. It was over in Weymouth, and he was like, "You got to come out to the reception after." And then I literally walk out to the reception. It's this little bar right by like the Weymouth Hospital, right over there, a little dive. And I walk in, and it's like literally every teacher that I had in middle school, like and I'm like, "Yo, I own a weed business now." They're like, "Wow, that's a room full of people who I thought I would never see ever again in my life," and it was just like not feel real. It was crazy.
crazy how
It's
it turns.
Yeah.
Just everything from like the arrest, like the full 180. It's crazy
Yeah.
how that story comes.
Were
to
they
be.
loving it?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they were very corny using puns. Like, yeah, it's a budding industry. Thanks.
Such high school teacher humor.
No, legit, and it's just so wild. Like I said earlier, just for them, because a lot of them talk down. Almost like you're never gonna go anywhere in life doing that, messing around with that. You gotta conform to societal norms. And that's really wasn't me.
I
That's
think you're
what-
crazy till you're a genius.
Timing wise, you nailed. I mean, you couldn't have got luckier with the way weed was rising up around here and everything and
Yeah.
everywhere and
Yeah.
COVID shit. I mean,
To
it is
be-
good timing
I mean,
and everything.
to be the first, one of the first, to be the first in Newton, when it comes to like the overall scope, we're number 6 in the entire state to get the license that we have. So getting
That's
it,
big.
getting it on the ground floor, is
Yeah,
huge to
getting-
us.
being early.
being able to establish market share, something that we're really trying to push. Just be the premier service in the greater Boston area.
What do you see for the next 5? So you were on here 4 years ago. Was the first time?
Oh yeah, 4
Right,
years
so
ago.
we'll do 4 instead of 5. What in 4 years?
4-year plan, yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what's it? Where are you at?
4-year
Where's
plan.
Rolling Relief?
Now
Are you a
let's start.
millionaire?
Hey, that's
Possibly, probably.
Only time will tell.
Oh no.
You must have
Oh,
somewhat of a.
damn.
Give me the
Oh,
high
it's
answer.
time.
We're gonna say
Time will tell.
billionaire. Come
Yeah,
on,
that's what I'm saying.
trillionaire.
I think the better answer would be something. What's your goal the
Yeah,
next
exactly.
4 years?
Yeah.
I want the wild vision. Too. You can give me that answer and then like the wild vision for
Yeah.
like best case scenario.
Yeah,
like-
just expanding and having a second location along with a product manufacturing license. So I want 2 delivery licenses and 1 product manufacturing license. Get it to a point where we can just get bought out eventually. I don't want to do this 10 years from now. But shit, 10 years from now, I'll only be 40, and then I'll still have a whole bunch of other shit to go do. But just the weed thing, it's just the beginning process. If you can start a weed business in Massachusetts, you can start any business. So we're definitely going to delve into other industries such as real estate, such as a clothing line. We're really going to get big into that as well, and really just see where we can take this thing.
Can't wait till Rolling Releaf is the official delivery cannabis of
the Boston Celtics.
Boston
And I
Celtics.
see
And the
you bring-
Celtics have the R on the
Casamigos
jersey.
bottle. Oh yeah, that'd be.
If they had the
fucking
R
mad.
instead of the General Electric, they had the Rolling Releaf R at the wheels, right?
You know, it'd be a good one that's
Is this for celebratory? I don't care.
That is
Yeah, go grab that.
celebratory.
Grab
Yeah,
that.
This is celebratory.
100%.
We'll shoot-
Everyone
we'll do
needs
some shots.
everyone needs to take a shot right now.
I'm in. Let's go.
I'll get the glasses.
Realistic expectation, that we said, the Celtics would be cool. How about all being sponsored by the New England Free Jacks? Quincy's own team?
Yeah, I'll take
think
it,
that'd be
man.
cool. I
I'll
think that'd
take
be
it.
cool.
We definitely we also want to do we want to sponsor a skateboarding team, and
Oh, that's perfect.
have skateboard index. We
Yeah.
want to really because Rolling Relief is really a quadruple entendre. We don't want to limit ourselves to just cannabis. We want to do other cool shit.
Oh yeah, the extreme. Yeah. Agreed.
We're still rolling.
Yeah, we're still rolling. Craig's just over talking to everyone.
I'll say Showtime seems a little high. I'm looking forward to rewatching this one back, because there were times where he was just staring and smiling. And,
I thought he was bringing over the bottle to finish it. Is he looking for shot
Yeah, he's getting shot glasses.
glasses?
I got to listen back to episode 1 too. I know you've definitely done more speaking stuff. Your speaking is.
It's been improved
Yeah,
drastically. I even went and joined this group called Toastmasters.
Oh yeah,
where
I've heard of it.
where it helps you,
What we got there?
refine your public speaking.
Show the camera.
The biggest benefit from that is really not saying They have someone who's called the counter. They'll sit in the corner when you do a speech, count how many times you said and I'm a perfectionist, so I'm
Oh.
I gotta cut down on that. Yeah.
You know exactly what you want to say, freestyling or whatever. You're professional as fuck now.
After doing it for so long, man, it's just like riding on a bicycle. It just flows. It's just no one have to think twice.
What's it like being on Fox 25 and all that? Crazy to you?
100%, man. I being on the news for weed and not being in trouble. That's wild, man. That's crazy. Especially I could be wrong. I don't know any other CEOs in the class of 2011 from Quincy High.
If I told you that 13 years ago that you were gonna be on Fox 25 for a positive, weed story, I think you would laugh your ass off.
Oh, 100%. If you told me I was going to be a CEO before I turned 30, I would have laughed my ass
Ooh,
off.
like that. That's even better.
30 before 30.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. Pass them on down.
What do we got here? Show the camera what we got.
Some
Yeah.
Casamigos.
Casamigos
Brought to you by
tequila.
the CEO of Rolling Releaf. Shout
This
out.
is pre-celebration for Friday.
Cheers.
This episode will be out on Friday, so perfect.
Into the first guest, bringing it back all. This is the trilogy. I think this. No, Bobby.
This is the trilogy.
Yeah,
this is the third
trilogy.
one. The last podcast before we commence operations.
Come on.
It pairs well with this Down East Margarita free ad for you
I think so.
fuckers. Pretty good though.
I think we kept it on that. Devin Alexander, CEO, co-founder, Rolling Relief. Quincy Mass's own, Quincy Mass legend. Anything else I should say? Go Celtics.
Go Celtics.
Go Bruins.
Rolling Relief, get with it to get rolled over.
I do have one. What is the celebration for Friday? What are you and Bryce Hall doing? Or the employees? You must be doing something. No,
No,
you've already celebrated.
I'm just so celebrated, man. I'm just I'm running on fumes right now, honestly.
Okay.
Ever since we got our final license January 12th, people have just been coming through our spot and showing us so love, taking us here, taking us there. Got courtside tickets to the Celtics, got suites to the
That was
Celtics.
sick.
That's a celebration,
Just
yeah.
got crazy stuff.
I didn't know if you snuck down there. I was like,
No.
courtside's fun. No offense.
No.
Nah, you went
100%.
early. You could tell.
Courtside's a big thing.
I
Yeah,
met
it's huge.
the kid that gave me those tickets. I met 3 weeks prior. He's from Vermont. He's the heir to the snowboarding company Burton up in Vermont.
Oh,
Big deal.
So yeah, those are his season tickets, and he's like, "Yo, I can't make it tonight. You want these?" I was like,
I guess I'll go.
"Yeah, 100%."
I'll check my schedule.
The first time I met him, we came down a few weeks prior. He was like, "Yo," I met his boy. He's also from Vermont. Through doing networking and public speaking panels, I met them because he's a weed guy in Vermont. Both of them are. And, we've met up in New York, met up in Oregon. And then he was like, "Yo, I'm a big Knicks fan. The Knicks are playing the Celtics tonight. We have an extra ticket. we're sitting courtside, but it's like 5th row if you want it. I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
5th row straight.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I'll take it. It was overtime, and we lost to the Knicks. I was like, you guys drove from New York. I'll
as long as they leave that, because then they want you to invite them. Anything, you know what I mean?
100%. So it's really just, just being a good person and just wanting people to fuck with you. Just not walking around like you king shit, not walking around like you know everything. People just will naturally gravitate towards you.
Yeah, the whole networking. I
feel like that's the main thing is you've definitely remained that humble guy. Like,
you have to.
I feel like I'm not ragging on it. Like
Nah,
it's just like when you first had the vision of the Rolling Releaf and everything. It's just like you've kept true to it. Like you just stuck to your plan. Same thing. You had a blueprint. You kept grinding. Like
100%.
It's awesome.
And it's just so crazy when people tell me like I inspire them. I'm like, oh damn, me? Like if I can just inspire people to better themselves just through me bettering myself, then I live the good life, yo. I don't need too much, and I just kept it real. I'm nobody special. I went to public schools my whole life. Like I didn't take the SATs. Like I grew up on Section 8. Like went to a community college. Like you don't have to come from money to have any fancy degrees to chase your dreams. And I think that's what I really want to show people.
There's a kid from Quincy High right now, 18 years old, graduates, waits 3 years, could have a job at Rolling Relief.
100%. Mm-hmm. If they invited me back to speak to the youth, I would go.
Set that up.
Yeah. We can do it at I don't know. Like, where can we do that if it's not Quincy High?
The Mount. Let's come to the Mount. Let's come through to the Mount.
Come here.
Kelly Olynyk with his jorts. He'll come through too.
Dude, you there that day? I was there that day. That was awesome.
Devin,
the biggest mullet.
Appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. 3rd time's the charm. It's the trilogy,
three-peat,
boys.
trilogy.
3-peat. Here we go.
We might have to run back another trilogy, though.
We'll back in Magic. Don't you
This
worry
ain't your
about
last
that.
time, Devin. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
The new year is almost here, and if you're looking to shed off some holiday pounds before beach season, well, look no further and head on down to Slight Edge Fitness Performance, located at 101 French Avenue in Braintree, Massachusetts. Owned and operated by our guy, Quincy legend, Craig Kelly. You will be assured that you are getting the best training around. They believe in only the highest standards of physical fitness training and have been leading the charge at their state-of-the-art fitness facility since 2020. Their staff is actively enriching the lives of members and creating a community of like-minded people who love being healthy and strong. They are helping you to get in shape and teaching you how to maintain your health and fitness. Group fitness classes as well as one-on-one personal training sessions are available. Make sure to visit slightedgefit.com and also follow them on Instagram at slightedgefitness and set up a consultation today. If you're looking to get back in shape or trying to get a slight edge on the competition, this gym is for you. Check out Slight Edge Fitness and Performance, located at 101 French Avenue in Braintree, Massachusetts, and tell them the boys from Steele Nazz sent you. And that was CEO and co-founder of Rolling Releaf Delivery Cannabis Company, Devin Alexander.
My guy.
Another fantastic interview. You just keep seeing more and more. And Craig, you were there, still wasn't. What I took from it is he had a meeting with the entire town of Newton, and they were just bashing him.
Yeah, and then not even that, he kept a stone face, went around to everyone in the neighborhood, literally knocked on their doors, and they were just on the phone, be like, "Oh, I'll call you back." "Oh, I've been waiting to talk to you." Just so negative, and same thing, he just persevered through. It was "No, I'm putting my mind to this. I'm getting it done."
And the funniest thing, comical, the whole situation of the thing, people getting up in arms because they think it's going to be a dispensary where people going in. They're literally getting in cars and delivering it to people around.
Yeah, it's basically just a holding cell, essentially.
I mean, that's one of the things that makes it tough. Not even being there, but it's just some of the people, they're just people out there that just hear you're giving people weed and they're just so against it.
People, dude,
they're not trying to listen to what he has to say.
It's
they
the
don't
older
care.
generations. My grandmother still says it. She's like, "I don't know who would ever put that stuff in their body." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "That marijuana stuff." I was like, "Dude, chill out."
Mary Jane.
Yeah, we had a little fun here.
Got a little doozy after.
A little hazy in there.
Still see the smoke.
Another thing before we move on, I did love how he just said they're the traveling cars, they're not vans with the name on it. They're not allowed to have the name on it. So it's just RAV4s just
Toyota
driving
RAV4s.
around. You don't even know they're there.
I was picturing a food truck
and that's
myself.
That's way better though. You're not gonna get robbed.
It's just DoorDash but with weed.
Exactly.
You know what
God,
I like
America's
too?
sick.
I like to. He actually is like a lot better at speaking. Like I rewatched a little bit of the last interview, like because he does like public speaking,
Yeah.
like classes and forums and stuff. So his like podcasting ability is like better too. So you can see how like more comfortable he is, like kind of with himself and the whole scenario.
Well, and he
so.
is so knowledgeable about like what he's been going through.
It's
and stuff
impressive,
like
man.
that,
It's
yeah.
one thing. I brought up a question to him too. I'm like, it's one thing to like smoke weed and be like, yeah, weed's tight, but it's another thing to like, invest your time in that business
Yeah.
and really grow. He grew from the bottom up. I mean, you go back to the Weed Jesus expunsion nights, all the way to where he's opening up tomorrow, Friday, in his own business in a great, I think town in Newton of where you can
Nailed
really generate some money there.
Yeah. People need to relax that way too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Smoke some
they can
weed.
use some weed. They can use some weed over that way.
Yeah, great interview.
Great delivery service. RollingReleaf.com.
.org. RollingReleaf.org.
Sorry, RollingReleaf.org.
Get it right. Sending people
It's
the
a
wrong
soft
fucking
open
way.
tomorrow, so I don't think they officially open tomorrow, but I think like 2 weeks from now, get on there. If you're 20-mile radius from Newton, Massachusetts,
Quincy is 19, so
Yeah,
I think Braintree's the
I think
limit.
there's a delivery for you.
Might
go to
have to.
rollingreleaf.org.
Out of
You make a
support.
profile on there. And if you want to be on the Friends and Family for the first week, you can DM Rolling Relief and they'll send
Oh, yeah,
you
we're on Friends and Family.
I'm already signed up. I'm ready. I got my I'm probably going to be the first order.
Yeah. Streets are saying it's already at his house.
It's already gone. Kid already smoked it.
Speaking of already in its house, the Bruins, moving on to the NHL here, acquired in a trade deadline deal today. They acquired Dmitry Orlov, who's a top 4 defenseman from the Washington Capitals. Also, Garnet Hathaway, who's a bottom tier forward. I didn't know too much of him. Steele said he's a son of a bitch. Good to have another
Great.
son of a bitch on the
Yes.
squad.
Yes.
Gave away some picks in Craig Smith. I always overkill the washing machine joke, but like any type of wash machine for Craig Smith, just give it up. We actually got I more of a Polar Express than I think a
Yeah.
washing machine and Dmitry Orlov and Garnet
Hathaway, yeah. I think it's an unbelievable trade. I think they absolutely nailed it.
I think that's what they had to do going into this trade deadline is, okay, don't get rid of these, at least the first 9 guys offensively. Defensively, I think they need to add another one. So if you go down on these lines, I don't know, I have it all pulled up here. They're projecting Hathaway to play with Nozick and Foligno on the 4th line.
Oh, he's
I think
definitely
that's
on
a
the
good
4th
spot.
line. That's definitely.
I think that's a good spot
he's a
for him.
4th liner.
Kind of taking Craig Smith's spot because he was bouncing up and down all the lines. And then Orlov, they're thinking about sticking him with McAvoy on the first line there. You know how defensive pairings work. You don't put 1 and 2 together really unless it's in the end of the game. Remember the hero lines back in like NHL 09?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Studs. No mercy.
Yeah, so if you look at it now, they have Orlov, McAvoy, Lindholm, Carlo, and like that's a perfect 4
It's a
there.
big 4.
There he is.
Magic
what,
made
what
it.
fucking time is it, pal? Check
You
your
made it.
clock,
You
huh?
made it.
Jesus, man. What's going on here? Yeah,
Got an
absolutely.
open seat for you.
We're
Part of the pod.
We're live.
We're waiting for you.
What are we talking about?
Are you,
Talking about the Bruins.
are you still
talking.
stoned from last night?
I didn't smoke.
Well,
But shout out Devin.
We
Rolling
just went over Rolling Relief. Talking about bees right now.
talk about bees. Big trade. Good to see, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All we lost was Craig Smith and a end of first round pick. So all
That's
the
what,
other stuff I don't really
That's
care
what I
about.
think in like the NHL too. I feel like those picks like never had like who cares?
It's kind of like top
Yeah.
a couple
We've
people. in
barely
NHL.
drafted a good player. Fucking, like, I'm fine with losing a draft pick for
Oh,
a good player. So
especially
fine with
just in it to win it this
it.
year.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Just you're in it to win it.
Yeah, I think that really like talks to them like really going for it this year,
Yeah,
especially
worry-
like you have to.
Worrying about next year.
Yep.
Let's ride.
And you said at the same time they're sitting 43, 8-5 atop of the whole NHL. How many points is that? That's 80,
91, I
91 points. Coming off a couple big wins over a soft part of their schedule in Ottawa. Actually, the Islanders are a playoff caliber team. Nashville we watched that last week actually here. That was awful.
That was
like
a
Nashville
massacre.
was the worst team I've ever seen in my life. Great beers, probably great chicks, but they do not have a hockey team.
Facts.
think. Yeah. Can't wait.
Great hockey talks.
You want to go off about that shirt you got on there? You got to let the people know.
This
Is that a
the same.
Black Panther shirt?
Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, okay, so yeah, it is a Black Panther shirt.
Just some titties and
Sex
Some
on a
titties
tiger
in it,
rug.
yeah.
I love
Like,
that.
It says like "fuck you, fuck me" on the back. I don't know. It's nice.
I really like it.
Thank you.
Big steppers.
Shout out,
Big
shout out,
steppers.
shout out Kendrick.
Great guy, great rapper.
Some say the best. I agree.
He's the GOAT.
Going back
question.
here, 4-game West road trip starts tonight in Seattle, and they move over to teams in Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary. Seems like they're all 4 winnable games. I think Seattle's going to be probably the tough one tonight, a team with no expectations this season. It's kind of defied the odds here, 32-19-6. I'm fully expecting the Bruins come here, full splash, Pavel Zacha, first goal right away, bang.
Bang.
What
bang.
time's the game start today? 9?
10.
10.
o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the game that scares me is the team that has the 2 best hockey players on earth.
Yeah, that's true. And you really
But
don't know
they
how
can
good
go.
Draisaitl is because he's just
Yeah, he's
Playing
just
next-
behind Connor McDavid.
He's
but like
great,
he's
don't
the
get me wrong.
second best player on earth. Yeah.
it's wild to me.
David on the Flames?
No, no, Oilers.
Oilers.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yep.
Edmonton.
They're-
They're
they're-
arch rivals. That's good.
They're coming
That's
up.
good.
The Battle of Alberta.
Yeah.
We should
Big
get you there
rivalry.
sometime. You probably wouldn't get out.
Yeah.
We'd have you as the away team, definitely. Contact. I'm
I
sorry.
don't want to visit those places.
Yeah,
I don't think. Maybe.
It-
yeah.
It would be very, very cool if you got like dropped off, did the game, partied, and then got like picked up. Like a 1 day.
that's how he
thing.
does.
Like,
He's a
I would-
one-day guy. He's done that before.
Like I wouldn't want to
I'd fly in
stay
for the
too
day.
long at either of those places, but I would love to visit for like 2 days.
a one-day, no,
That
one
doesn't
day
get the job done though in a best of 7 series. You can't. You got to be there for the whole series. If I'm gonna commit to Edmonton versus Calgary, I got to be there the whole shebang.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but if you want to go that far for contact,
Do they
you
have-
gotta get
is
them
there
to
a
all seven.
possibility they're gonna play each other in the playoffs?
I think so. I think they're both.
They
playoff
could be.
teams.
They're both playoff teams.
Okay.
Yeah,
Something to think about.
something to think about. Definitely.
Well, start saving up.
I didn't
We'll start
wanna
a
commit to
GoFundMe.
that, but
I'm kind of feeling a Canada trip.
You kinda
GoFundMe
feeling it?
for
I'd love
Magic to get to all 7 games. Battle of Alberta.
Bruins, Montreal. I'd love to make a trip up to Montreal.
Yeah,
I mean,
Montreal
that's the
stinks.
goal.
You don't want to go to Montreal.
Wow.
Montreal stinks.
I'll cover the home
Montreal's
games.
a great city.
It's an awful city.
Yeah, it's a piece of
I
trash.
want nothing to do
Wow.
with it.
I've been 3
The
times.
place is gross. Been there
Yeah.
3 times.
You ever been?
Yeah,
You like it?
Ugh.
yeah,
What do you just like? The horse?
St.
No.
Catherine Street?
yeah. I mean, the whores are a little weird up there. You throw
Why?
quarters at them when they're at the strip club.
Those are really like
Because
$2 coins.
their money's like coins. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. pretty
One of
much.
our friends
I
gave
remember
like a
people
homeless
like
guy like
tossing
30
coins
bucks,
up
yeah.
on the stage. It was a weak strip club.
You know, it'd be great. You know,
Not
what-
Club Alex's.
you
Shout
know-
out to you guys. Maybe we'll come there tonight.
You know the at the science museum when you put the like coin on that thing and it like spins it
Yeah.
around. That's like what I envisioned on the girl's ass.
I just be
Pretty
throwing.
much. She's doing her twerking on all the coins, and they just stick to her ass.
At
and
what
then-
point do you
Just
just
give her
start
a
throwing
couple schmackles.
fastballs at her ass? Just with the quarters fucking flick,
No, people
flick,
are
flick.
respectful. They don't toss them. They don't hum them in.
I honestly,
Respectfully.
I honestly,
It's a
Respectfully.
respectful strip club. but
I honestly crimple up dollar bills and throw them as hard as humanly
yeah.
possible.
Glass Slipper is a great place for that. Like those girls.
I'm
have no
legit
respect
throwing
for
93
themselves.
miles an
Not
hour.
at Club,
basketballs.
at Club Alex's. We do it right. You know, you do the
When was the last time you've been
Nah.
to Alex's?
not since before the pandemic. Jada Stevens. I've said I'll never go to a strip club again unless a porn star is
We-
there, but I'll make an exception if Club Alex's welcomes
Need-
us with open arms.
Needed you to say last night. Needed
I
it right
needed
there.
that
Be
too.
like-
Ma-
be like,
Magic
well, I
sup-
left here last
We
night.
were discussing it.
Magic supposedly is going to Club Alex's this weekend.
I am. Like 100%. I am solid. There's going to be a handshake. Put it on record. This is on record. I'm going to talk to the people that will make that happen, and we'll see what we can make it happen.
Live show at Club Alex's before a Bruins playoff game. Do it.
Would be unreal.
Would be
Do it.
electric. They need it. Why wouldn't they want it?
We'll interview.
Imagine the boys at Club Alex's stealing ass.
We'll interview a couple girls.
Yes.
See what they think about the game. See what they think about, I don't know, your suit
Stripping?
that night. Because you'll be wearing the
Oh,
seersucker.
yeah. Seersucker's coming out. It's still covered in piss from Rough and Rowdy in Providence.
No,
but
that
that's
thing.
fine.
That thing needs.
I'm
a
not
wash.
getting. No, it doesn't.
No,
it
it
doesn't
doesn't.
get
It needs a
washed
wash.
until
It needs a wash.
Bobby needs to secure this win at the next Rough and Rowdy, and then maybe I'll wash it.
Yeah, we'll be previewing that next week. But I think the girl who's headlining it, I was doing some
Yeah,
H
she was
up
the girl
today.
in front of us. Her family.
Yeah, she
works at
she
the
works
Granite Links.
she works out at TMX down the street.
Yep.
So I mean that's a get. That's a get.
She
Oh, what was her name?
that
Vicky.
fight's
Yeah.
that fight's gonna be interesting.
She's hot.
She
too.
kind of got tossed up there. Like that cherry bomb girl is no joke. We'll see how. I mean, Vicky's good, but
What do you think about Jake Paul this weekend?
I was gonna say after we got off the air, we gotta hit a proto.
Huh?
What do I think about it? I think he's gonna win. If that's the question,
Yeah.
because he's gonna pay. He's gonna pay off fucking the Fury family.
Tommy Fury, right?
Or I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm a little. This is a big fight for him.
See,
this is the real first boxer.
This is the first one where I actually believe that Tommy Fury has been so ridiculed this whole time that he's not going to take a bribe, like out of pride, especially like his brother.
But
and
is he
shit.
better at this point?
Yeah, he like might not win. Like Tommy Fury is like they say he's like the first real boxer. Like this is the biggest fight of his career too.
Oh yeah,
Like not just like money wise. Like that guy's like he's slightly.
I think
more
there's
of a
like a
pro
deal
than
on the line. Like the
No,
dad
he's
will
a pro.
disown him.
that's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know if
I don't
it's
think
that
he.
far,
I don't
but-
think he takes a
Well,
dive.
well, Tyson.
I'm pretty
Tyson
sure
Fury,
like there's a big bet on this. Like if Jake Paul wins, something bad happens in the Fury family.
Tyson Fury talks a lot of shit to other people. Like Tommy Fury will never live this down inside
No.
his family. Like
No,
I don't
he-
think there's actually something like big or
That's,
like whatever.
and that's
but,
why
like,
I think he would. If Jake
he's-
Paul was like 20 grand, or no, not 20 grand.
like he's never gonna
10
enjoy
million,
Christmas
5
ever
million.
again.
so
like,
the only thing is
5 million, you
even-
take a nice dive,
do
you
you
pay
see
for
the-
your fucking
no,
new
but you
daughter.
see? You see the
or
interview
son.
last night?
No.
They just made it so it's double or nothing. So if Tommy wins,
He gets
he
all
makes
the money.
he makes what
And if
what-
Jake wins, he gets all the money?
no, if Jake if Jake wins, he gets nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it's all or nothing. Whoever wins gets paid
I
everything.
love that.
And I'm pretty sure they took the bet. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So same thing. Even if he loses, he doesn't make money.
But did you see it was the dad that accepted the bet?
Yeah.
It wasn't even Tommy Fury. Tommy was like thinking
He
it
was
over, and
kind
the
of
dad
scared
was like-
about it. Same
Yeah,
thing.
Tommy was scared, and the dad was like, "We'll take it."
Yeah, he's
So-
like,
What do you
gotta
think,
bet.
Justin?
That dad's extremely confident. Like
do you
the
give a
dad,
shit?
The dad's confident.
You can tell
as
the
hell.
dad's just like Tyson.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know why, but like this feels like a big fight. It does, like bigger than any of the ones Jake's done.
So is it Tyson's nephew? Is that who it is? Or
It's
It's
Tyson's,
Tyson's brother.
No, it's his brother.
Is it
Tommy.
his brother?
This
Yeah.
is
Oh,
legit.
really?
This is Fury family. Like this is a big deal,
Oh wow.
and it's technically the first true professional boxer.
Like Tyson
he's
Fury was
fought.
like laughing, like, yeah, if he loses, like he better not come fucking home. like,
Yeah, like no,
it's a
that's what I mean.
It's a disownment type of fight.
This is gonna be the realest fight. I think that you won't have to question if it's like if
I
it's
don't know what
a
it is
dive.
though. What is it? Is it 6, 8
rounds.
rounds? Yeah.
I think it's probably 6.
I'm not sure what it is.
Can we get a quick Google on
I'll
that?
get a
Not that
quick
it probably
Google.
even matters. I don't know.
No, it does.
It kind of matters.
It does.
It definitely matters.
I want a 12-round fight.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be eight round,
8 round.
Eight
yeah.
round.
Rounds, yeah.
5 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Okay.
As a boxer, you should know that.
I thought they were usually 5-minute rounds.
No,
For
it's
who?
UFC.
Okay.
And that's
Well,
only
he-
and that's only
he's
championship.
used to
yeah.
one-
I fight 1-minute
Yeah,
rounds.
he fights 1 minute round, so let's not
And
get
we
on it.
watched my film back
Yeah.
yesterday. It's terrible.
You
But
couldn't
also
even
shout
do a
out Kings
minute.
of Combat because we watched like 6 of the fights last night. It was fucking awesome.
Hey, I told it to Justin too before
Adam
we got
hadn't
on
seen
here.
him.
But
We got a conspiracy.
Show-
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Showtime got fucked.
That we saw it
Yep.
right when he gets knocked out. There's a ref touch. That is
There's a
like-
ref touch.
There is a ref
There's a ref
touch.
touch.
Showtime was bouncing around the ring as he did all night long, and the ref just gave him a little hip grab.
Yeah, the ref
And next
caught
thing
me.
you know, he's fucking knocked out.
The ref caught me and kind of misguides me in the direction of where I end up eventually getting knocked
It's
out.
like when a ref accidentally-
Then you see it stars. What a piece
It's
of
a
shit
total.
ref.
It's a total. Like I'm not gonna say the ref was in on it, but like he fucked you over for sure.
It's like a ref in basketball when he accidentally like sets a pick and the guy gets by.
Yeah.
Except instead, Craig just met a fist after it. Like that's what happened. And then if you look at the rest of the fight, it was a pretty even. Could have gone either way. That was the easily the decider.
Hey, if I didn't get knocked out, I probably had more strength, more stamina. Like it probably affected everything. I probably would have had more gas in the
yeah,
tank.
you knew you were at the end. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The ref fucked you. Like
think
I
he
didn't.
fucked
Know,
you.
I don't know why we didn't notice that the first time watching it, but
In
100%
in
that
I
gets
was
in your
knocked
head.
down, so I couldn't.
That gets in your head. You feel a guy's hands on your hips. You flinch for 1 second.
I was like looking back
the
at him.
rhino was ready to
This
pounce.
guy trying to bang me and then just bang.
in retrospect, though, I think the getting knocked down was a like match made in heaven because
Oh, yeah.
now you're officially battle tested.
Oh yeah.
You're battle
And there's
tested.
nothing
I'm
better
ready to
than the
go.
eruption from the arena, like when that happened. Like, and
That was
I
great.
jumped
no,
out of my seat.
No offense to
I'm
you, but it was
Showtime.
worth it.
It's Showtime. Go
I
to
was like,
bed.
"Oh, Craig!"
You gave the people what they wanted. Like
Exactly.
the place went nuts.
No,
But
it's
you know
great.
what? That was Showtime. If that didn't happen and Craig won, that would have been prime time.
The comebacks. The comeback.
He
kid.
saved Showtime, but boy, oh boy, would it have been a hell of a win.
Yeah. On to the next one.
on to the
Let's
next
run
one.
it back.
I'm
Let's
ready.
run it back.
I do wanna run
Showtime
it
versus
back.
the Rhino.
I am in
someday.
I am in better shape right now too.
Speaking of teams who want to run it back to win the championship this year, Celtics coming off an impressive first half of the season, 42-17. Getting back from the All-Star break. Actually, we'll start with the All-Star break as Coach Joe Mazzulla, officially the head coach. We talked about that a little bit last week. But Jason Tatum, All-Star game MVP, playing 35 minutes, scoring 55 points. While on the other hand, Jaylen Brown was the second point scorer in the game. Actually, might have been third, but either way, 35 points. Steele, thoughts on Jason Tatum winning the All-Star game MVP?
It was absolutely electric because it's basically like I personally like it when the game completely dissolves. I don't watch the full All-Star game usually,
Yeah.
but it usually dissolves into like some dudes calling each other out for like one-on-one. And I love it when it reaches that point because they're just like, there's 8 people over there and they're just like, dude, it's 160 to like 104. Who gives a shit? Let's go.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
And then
about.
they
The
were doing
Jaylen-
that towards the end. Loved it.
The
Tatum
Jaylen
was
Brown
on fire.
versus Tatum was sick towards the end. Like he was doing the like LeBron
They
step
were on
backs and
opposite
stuff.
teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh, that's
they
pretty
like
cool.
pick in the beginning. They were going 1-on-1 against each other. It was pretty good. They're just trying to get all the accolades they can. Obviously, Tatum for MVP still a thing, but you know it's a win or bust for this team. Second
yeah,
half here,
definitely.
you want to win the championship. Anything else is, a failed
Failure.
season. Everyone in the East, I think, besides Milwaukee, you should beat, no problem. Milwaukee, I think, is going to be the tough opponent here. And then you look out in the West. We kind of talked about last week how Phoenix has now become, one of the favorites out of the West there with Durant.
How'd
The
they do last
trade.
night?
I didn't really see.
I don't know if he played or not.
Memphis is always there. Even Kyrie going to Dallas, you never know what could happen there.
Still haven't won with Kyrie and Luka. Shout out Karen Jorgensen.
Yeah, what a mess.
They haven't gotten a win.
Still 0-3.
What a mess. What a mess.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about them too much then.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck them. But yeah,
Has
no,
an All-Star game ever reached 200?
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
just
saw
assume
that.
so.
I saw the score, and I was.
Well,
just
one thing
wondering.
that I'm looking forward to is I think tonight I saw is like the 9th game where our starting 5 have like started. Like the beginning of the season projected started 5. So they
that-
get to gel together, they get to keep going, and let's see how that, because that's obviously what we want when the playoffs come.
So that's going to be what? Like Marcus Smart, both Jays,
Marcus
Al
Jays.
Horford, Rob Williams. Okay.
I think it was the 9th game where those 5 started, not just like played together,
That's
but like
pretty wild.
started.
And then we talked about last week how deep they are off their bench. You got
Yeah.
Brogdon, Grant Williams.
Derek White.
Yeah, Derek White.
Derek
Well, we
White's the
said
best off the bench.
he's been awesome.
He's the 6th man of
Sam,
that team.
Sam Hauser has been good for this team. A couple cheerleaders and Blake Griffin.
At least
Peyton
when he gets
Pritchard,
out there,
yeah.
though, it's grit. Like he
Oh, yeah.
tries. Because
Blake will be great at the parade.
Yeah.
the people that were on our
forget
bench
that.
last year were literally useless. Like there was no gritter. Like they just like shouldn't be out there. Like Blake will at least like jump for like a loose ball or like
Yeah,
try to get
he's
a
a
deep
dog.
field or something.
He's a
Like
dog.
yeah, like he'll play.
Yeah, I feel like
Like-
he's gonna make a difference in the playoffs. Like in like you said, like those situations where all our starters are on the bench and it's just
So,
like
dude, those guys
gritty
were just the
situation.
guy without an actual photo in like 2K that were like just like 58 overalls and just absolutely useless. Like
They-
please don't
They
put him
got
in.
a nice stretch of like Eastern Conference, pretty good teams coming up in Philly. The Knicks have been pretty good. Cleveland, Brooklyn's kind of demise with all those.
Yeah, they're done.
But seems like they can, get a couple more wins here. And how about this? Like I haven't seen in years of, you have a team in the Bruins and a team in the Celtics, both at the top of their class in both of their respective leagues. Do we have at least one win?
Got it.
One championship. Got to have at least one.
If we don't make it out with one this year, like Boston's kind of done.
Yeah.
Boston's done.
Even okay.
No, that's on record.
This is coming from a known Tampa guy.
Wait, who
When it comes
who
to
has
the
a better
NFL, yeah.
chance? Who has a better chance?
I think the Bruins
Bruins.
have a
Bruins have a better chance, I
But
think.
also maybe not because the NHL playoffs are
No,
way
you-
more of a shit show. The Celtics have a pretty good cakewalk.
I got I'm on Magic's side here. I think the Celtics, just because I think it'll be a little bit easier, at least getting to the conference finals. I think NHL is so unpredictable.
It really is.
Like you could have Washington and Pittsburgh, 2 wild card teams, but have 2 of the best players of our generation. Like I said last week, like
We'll see
in
what
the
happens.
first round, never know what can happen.
And injuries will be a factor.
Very
We-
strange
we
move
gotta
by the
see.
Capitals to make this trade. I mean, they kind of just punted.
Yeah,
So we'll see what they want to do.
they're like, all right, let's give the Bruins one more.
Yeah.
Like I'm in.
Should have gave us Ovechkin.
But I do think like if this year the way it's going, like if neither of them come out with a win, it's kind of we're in trouble as a city.
I agree. I
Because
don't
the
think
Pats are done for the moment. Like you can't say they're not.
the-
And the
the-
Red Sox are fucking shit.
The Bruins might have the harder road, and they're also the most likely they will be more done than the Celtics. The Celtics are going to be in this position
Yeah,
for like the foreseeable future.
which is
Like
great.
this is just this is another like
that'll be years.
the
There'll be
Celtics.
years.
The Celtics will be right back in the mix next year. The Bruins will have to see. The Bruins are better set up than people think. Like they'll still be good, but like this is a magical season.
It's
You got to
a-
finish it off.
It's the last hurrah, in my opinion. That's his opinion. I think, there's going to be some turnover next year, or whenever they want to. Exactly, maybe not even next. Because I thought last year was going to be the year of the turnover. This year was going to be the year of turnover. I'm still saying next year is. It's one of those cliff
might
climb
it
things
might
where it never
depend
happens.
Max Kellerman.
Yeah.
It might depend on how far they make it. If they make it to the cup, like maybe people stick around more so than they would have.
Yeah, I don't
But
like
if
it.
it's like an early exit for whatever reason, then they might be like, I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they got to go. I think the Bruins easily. If you're going to give me the what would be more valuable this year, a Bruins title or a Celtics title, it's no question. Not even me being like a hockey guy. I like basketball too, but Bruins all day.
Yeah.
These guys
Easily.
have put in so much time, and they should have won more, which is like upsetting to like even admit. But getting the second one would be big. I know I love Tuca, but we're gonna do it without him here. Got 2 promising goaltenders. By the way, still, should we have traded either goalie?
Oh, fuck yeah. What an asshole, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't even deserve to be on radio. I won't even say
That was
anything.
said it.
disgusting. Adam Jones and like Falge. I think it was
No,
Jones
it's
who
Jones.
said it. It
The
was
guy's
them
an
on the same
idiot. I
thing.
don't even know why he's on my
You wanted to
radio.
dish one of them out? Probably Swayman, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, you get no. He said keep the young guy, trade the Vesna, which is the MVP goalie.
Yeah.
Finalist, trade him. You'll get more in return because his stock couldn't be as high right now, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like
That
anyone
guy's
say
a,
ever.
like there's being
Yeah,
like
not
a
when you're the
negative
number one
like
team.
contradicting person. Like that guy's just a loser. Like he tries too hard.
Yeah, no,
that guy
like
sucks.
he's trying to be a cocksucker, but he's not even a cocksucker. He's not even worth it.
Yeah,
He's a
no, yeah.
loser.
Yeah. Big time. Hate that guy. Absolutely hate. I think Anton's a big fan of him, as you can
Which
imagine.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That kid's such a piece of shit. The second game of his 2-game suspension, by the way, we haven't mentioned it either. In my family group chat, shout out to Andy Nazz, Andy from Hausneck, said free Anton.
He wants
Hashtag
him-
free
He wants him
Anton.
back on here.
Hashtag free Anton.
He might pop in.
Isn't he back next
He
game?
could pop back in. You never know.
Yeah, he's suspended, but he was also like a healthy scratch tonight, I think.
I love that. Yeah, I love
Like,
when
I
he-
think he just like didn't.
I
show
love
up.
his demands. He said he was like, if you get this, and that,
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
there. And it
yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
okay, just don't show.
Yeah.
So you
Awesome.
can crack it,
We'll see you
fall
next
into
week.
another friggin' door and break a window.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
that door
almost
went down.
he almost lost his security deposit, Justin.
Oh yeah, were you not there
What
for that?
happened?
When
Were you
Anton
not-
fell.
Justin was here when Anton fell into the door.
Oh yeah,
Were
that
you-
was crazy.
Oh, he was
Were you a
there.
little bit
Yeah.
concerned?
A little bit, yeah. Well, I was more concerned for him. I'm
Oh,
not the one.
come on.
He
His brain's
crashed
bush
into
anyway.
that thing. Yeah.
You should have
We
immediately
usually
thought door.
I was
Immediately
very
thought door.
concerned for that door. I thought we were
Where
going
did
to
he
hear
trip
shatter.
from? Like literally right past.
I think
the
it was like
right
that
around
chair. I think
He
it was
went
the
in with
chair.
pretty good freaking momentum.
Concern for Matt Forbes'
That shows how
well-being.
hardcore
We've all
that
been
door
there.
is.
We've all been there and forgotten about it.
Yeah.
I was there in Providence for Rough and Rowdy.
Me too. The time before.
Oh
Yeah, the time
Jesus!
before.
He's gonna stop
I
going.
might,
to
I might be
Providence.
making an appearance at the next Rough and Rowdy. It's not out of the fucking question.
Doubt it.
West Virginia.
West Virginia,
Doubt
March
it.
3rd.
Doubt
Doubt
it.
it.
Doubt it.
Doubt it.
Doubt me.
Doubt you.
We did.
We're
When
doubting.
people
We just
doubt me,
did.
when people doubt me, I usually
Wait,
come. I
You're
usually
gonna fight
come
in
through.
2 weeks?
No, no, no.
Oh,
I might just show up.
All right.
It's in discussion.
Doable, yeah.
Yeah.
People are
Doubt it.
talking.
I don't like the Lights on Lang's not the head.
Who are your sources?
So I just
I'd believe it more if like the venue was like next to where you land, but you like fly into Pittsburgh and then you drive like 2 hours south, right?
Yeah.
That sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
Renting a car.
Yeah.
Wrong Turn movies take place in West Virginia.
I've
West
never seen one in
Virginia.
West Virginia, and I got a little bit of worry about this one. So I feel like
Watch Wrong Turn 2.
just got to be there. I
Watch
feel like
every
I gotta be.
single
great.
one of Bobby Lang's fights, and you'll be.
I feel like
you'll
I gotta
feel
be
better
there in
about
the
it.
piss-covered seersucker and just make sure everything's
Get a
in
wash,
line.
dude. For the
No,
love of
I'm
God.
not-
Yeah,
I
get a
won't.
dry
I
clean.
won't do
love
a
of
wash
God.
until
No.
Bobby tells me to do a wash.
Wait till 10. Good call.
10, like I don't want to mess things up right
The
now.
seersucker used to be a symbol of
I
glory.
almost
Now it's
watched
just a
it before
piss
the
rack.
Providence one.
Is
Disgusting.
Scary Barry gonna be there?
I don't probably, but he won't be fighting.
I think he is. I was messaging
Well, no.
him last
If he'll be there, maybe go hang out with him. But that's my only.
Well, of course.
Shizat will be there.
I don't know.
No, I think he is.
He's not fighting.
Oh, he's not?
He's not. He's not on the 5. He's not on the top 5 card, so he ain't fighting.
Celtics up by 10 at halftime. Jaylen Brown 15 points. In the mask.
Jason Tatum just hurt his wrist. Don't like that.
I think Magic Mike hurt his wrist the other night doing something else though.
Okay.
Wow.
What did you do?
But I don't know where.
All right.
Tossing jokes.
Folks,
Get some carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
want to thank
Did
you.
we already do the March Madness predictions, or
We can get to that. We can get
It's
to
too
that.
early, right?
I don't know? It's on the list.
Kansas.
Yeah, see, he already knows. UConn, baby. Let's ride. Maybe the U. The
What-
U's like 12th.
Give everyone's final predictions. Jake
I-
Paul fight and Lights Out Lang fight. Give your predictions.
Lights out Lang by $1 billion. We'll talk about that next week as well. Jake Paul will win this fight because it's everything he fights in is rigged, so he'll find a way.
Tommy Fury,
There we go.
Purdue.
Purdue.
And what was the last one?
Lights Out Lang's fight.
Oh, Bobby lights up. Come on.
Bobby Lang, Jake Paul, 5th round knockout win.
Wow.
And either UConn or the U. I have like a week and a half to decide.
Okay.
There's 100
Kansas.
billion teams.
Kansas.
Give me Lang knockout round 2. Jake Paul knockout round 3.
Roll Tide.
No. I don't know who's good. Kansas. We'll go Kansas. Georgia Tech.
I
Georgia
like
Tech?
that, but
Are they in the
I don't
mix?
think they're in the mix at all.
Let's see it. Georgia
So-
Tech basketball record. Let's go
I
to it
used to
right
be
now.
a Georgia Tech guy. That's why I threw him up.
So you picked Kansas and won last year, but you
Yeah.
do realize that like winning March Madness back to back is like
Statistically.
odds are like very stacked against you.
I'm in. I'm down. Down to fuck around. Georgia Tech 11-17, 3-14 in the league.
Yep. No.
Not going anywhere, but it's not. No, this I get.
Give me some names. Just toss me some school names.
I get
You
into
got
it.
like
Toss me
Bama,
like top 10, top
Bama,
20.
Houston, Purdue.
I get into college basketball when the conference tournament
going.
starts.
Kansas,
So we got Houston, Alabama,
Baylor.
Kansas number 3, UCLA number 4, Purdue, Virginia, Arizona, Texas, Baylor, and closing out is Marquette at 10. The U is at 13. Notably, UConn is at 18. Providence is at 20. Providence always chokes though.
A huge one that's going to destroy my bracket's going to be Virginia because I usually have them lose early, and I was going to not do that this year. They lost to BC.
Yeah, they
last
got
night.
upset the BC
So
last
like
night.
I'm good. Like their first round, it's like fuck them.
You
B-
just lost off
B-
base.
Yeah, no, yeah.
BC's at like 500. They never win more than like 5 games.
Well,
Give them some credit.
yeah,
give the
their-
Eagles some credit.
Their
me
coach was
give me
supposed to like
Marquette.
turn them around, but like,
Toss Marquette on my card.
I like that.
Always
I
liked
like that
Marquette.
Should we
They're
go
a top
over
tenner.
this Alabama basketball shooting, or should we leave it alone?
More details probably.
Yeah, probably leave it alone.
yeah,
Yeah, let's leave it alone.
Allegations.
yeah.
Folks, want to thank you for tuning in. Unless anyone else has anything, maybe would you rather, like hot or not? No, we're good. Thanks for Devin Alexander, Rolling Releaf CEO and founder, for coming on the pod. Get out there, rollingreleaf.org. You go out there, you buy it, they'll deliver it to you. 20-mile radius from Newton, Massachusetts. Thanks for Hedge Better, Justin, for making this all possible. Big shout out to Slide Edge Fitness and Performance, 101 French Avenue. Craig Kelly, keep doing what you're doing. Also, big shout out to his protege, Kevin Hawk. He's also his like right hand man. He's like,
Okay.
I also got something
give him
for
a
you
little shout out.
before we leave.
Yeah, let it rip.
Magic, got one for you. Fuck, marry, kill. Celtics championship, Bruins championship, Bobby Lang 10-0.
I'm marrying Bobby 10-0.
Yep.
And then it comes down.
I think it's easy.
I'm fucking the Celtics championship. I want the Celtics. I want the. But that's only because
You
I'm
just
more of a
killed off
basketball
the
fan.
bees?
I'm more of a basketball guy.
Not my producer. Not my producer.
Everybody in here should be marrying
No,
the Bobby
it
Lang
is the
10-0,
right
'cause
move.
He means the most to
Bottom
us.
line, you are not killing Bobby Lang's 10-0 record.
Never.
No shit.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Unless
Why
I
did
get in
why did
that
we start
ring.
off with
But
that?
that is-
Where did that come from?
That also is really tough because we could get dual championships, and that I don't even.
No,
I don't even know.
we could
what
get
bo-
three.
See,
we
yeah.
could get three.
That's a
How though? We got to kill one.
10-0. Yeah, don't worry about it. Cheat the system.
Yeah, right.
We kill Bobby, but he comes
did
back
rules
to
ever-
life because he's strong as
He's
fuck.
not killable.
When did rules
All right,
ever stop you before?
Everyone
Magic?
else go around.
No, that was just
All
for
right,
you,
so
Magic.
is it-
That was
it's
just that's
pretty-
just a little
okay.
brain thinker for
Big
the
shout out.
listeners.
Also, we gave him a shout out. Wishing him good luck in the XFL. Andrew Jamil last week, I think 4 receptions, 85 yards, and a tutty.
Touchdown.
Tough loss, but great week from him. I think he's getting talked all around, being the best route runner in the XFL, which is huge.
yeah.
Yep.
Good for us.
I
Good
could
news
see-
for
I could
us.
see
We
him
saw
get-
that coming.
Friend of the pod.
I could see him getting picked up. NFL potentially.
Little Lando leap.
Could be
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Could be coming. Oh, you know what I also have to say? The quarterback from Orlando, he is the only quarterback in history to be benched from the NFL, CFL, USFL,
Paxton Lynch.
yeah,
Cocksucker.
and then XFL, and I think
Legend.
that's it. Yeah,
And
legend.
The QYFL.
Tom Brady
Yeah.
can't even do that.
Yeah,
Well-
yeah. Things Tom Brady has never done.
While we're at it, that was the night last night. We got to know. I mean, I was the
Me
night.
at the club?
Yeah, you at the club.
Maybe one of the craziest times I've ever been in the club.
You on
Well,
the stage? I saw the stories.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of booze.
Oh, yeah.
Ace of Spades was in the mix.
Ace of-
Whatever that tequila
Ace
is,
of
it's really
Spades, Class
expensive.
A Azul, Magnum bottles, big bums, good music. Can't really complain.
What's
Big
the guy's
bums, huh?
name? What's the guy's name?
Central C.
Central C. Big Bums.
Big old bumps. Some girl last night I didn't notice till I looked at my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, you probably have like an hour before. Oh, they can't see it, but this girl was wearing a straight up thong on the outside of her pants.
Hell yeah.
So she was wearing black pants, and it looked like her like thong was like coming up in like a typical whale tail fashion. I was like, all right, I kind of like that. Like I like trashy women, Quincy aspect of me.
We love a good whale tail.
And then I'm looking at the photos this morning. This girl literally was just wearing it on the outside of her clothes.
Style.
No,
Breaking down barriers.
That bitch is crazy. So
hope she
Olivia,
got- I hope she got the
Olivia,
bang. I
Olivia,
hope she-
I hope you're hearing this. You're a crazy one.
Hell yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah,
Wrap her
good
up.
night.
Wrap us up.
We'll cap it on that. Episode
Shout
112.
out Pat Foley.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got
big
them
shout
all.
out. You know, Patrick J. Foley, Seaport Social, located at 225 Northern Avenue. It's in the Seaport. Great cheeseburger. Eddie delivering, right? Good stuff.
Cheeseburger.
No, I don't know. There was a cheeseburger contest. I just
yeah.
let it go to that. A big shout out to Club Alex's. Magic Mike will see you this weekend. That's all from Steele
we'll fucking
Nazz.
see.
Episode 112 is in the books. Be safe out there.
Best
One love.
sponsors in the games.